Hi guys, Squirrel here, and welcome to another episode of Trucking Diaries EU. Now, you're probably thinking, what? Another episode of Trucking Diaries EU? You know what? Without looking, can you remember when the last episode was? December 2016. It's now March 2019. That's 2.25 years ago since I did an episode. I'm not going to lie, that came as a bit of a shock. I did wonder whether to restart the series or not. I kind of stopped doing it, thinking it wasn't probably very popular and I didn't really know where to go with it all, so I kind of fizzled it out, and same with the American one. I just kind of, got to episode 49 or something and just thought, I don't know. I can't explain it, guys. I honestly don't know if I'm going to carry it on either. Like, we'll have to see whether you guys want me to. I think I see comments on the videos from a year ago saying please bring it back, so I assume you guys want me to. If it's popular enough, I'll keep doing it. That's all I can say. And if it's not, well, I'll just bring it to an end. I won't let it just hang like I did last time, and I do apologize for that. I will either close it or I'll carry on with it. That's my promise. I've got this truck. I've got the same truck. I've managed to... Honestly, the amount of mods I've had to rejig is ridiculous. And things have moved on. We've got like ownable trailers now and loads more to drive around. I mean, just look at the map. Even the map's changed like huge amounts, because if we actually look where we are, there's like sections of road that I've driven down are now marked as never been driven down because they've been redone. So we are in... what's it called? Bratis something or other? Banska Brzychia or something. I don't know. I've also lost the Squirrel Logistics skin. I'm going to have to get a new one done. The one that I did have, it's kind of using the old design, so I need to get one. I need to get Paulie, basically, to do me another one. Anyway, let's go and pick up the job. The truck's working fine apart from that. Let's get the lights on. We'll manually shift, and I think if I remember, I've got 8 gears on this thing. I do like the mirrors on this truck. It's a good truck overall. Just need to remember how to drive it. It's the RGL Scania 4, which is now part of his RGL Scania pack. It's all in one pack. It used to be a separate mod for it, but it's all in one pack now. I've just noticed something. I just remembered. I don't have a sat-nav in this truck. So we're going to have to do that, and I'm now in the wrong lane. Rip me. Yeah, so just to kind of bring things up to speed, I guess. I've got 15 grand in the bank. I think we've got 2 drivers. I had to remember myself what was going on, I'll be honest with you. 15 grand in the bank. We've got 2 drivers. The AI is still as derpy as it ever was. I've got... let's get in that lane. I've got AI Jazzy Cat stuff. I've got Jazzy Cat trailer pack. So I've got some Jazzy Cat mods installed. Some of my more favourite ones. I've stayed away from the kind of Jazzy Cat overweight stuff and railway packs and things like that, because it really isn't worth it. Like, the only truck we have is this one, and I think it's 310 horsepower, and I can't... we're not high enough level to get another one. We're level 7, I think. I think maybe something unlocks at level 8. I can't honestly remember. We have a 400,000 loan plus another loan, I think, so we're pretty strapped for cash. And quite honestly, the only thing to do right now is grind. There are no accessories on this truck. It's very underpowered, and it's a 4x2 chassis. So we're just going to basically have to grind our way out of this one by driving around Europe. I've left Pro Mods out of it for now, but I can easily drop the Pro Mods in as and when we need to, because, looking at the map, there's only so much you can drive, although I've got all the map DLC, the official stuff. Oops. At some point we are going to be driving back over the same territory, and frankly, the map is just better with Pro Mods. I'd like to head over to England at some point and go up through Scotland and that kind of thing. Oops. Let's not get any speeding fines. Yeah, speeding fines at this stage in the career are punishing in the extreme, particularly if the oh dear, authorities see us doing it. That's very nice of you. Thank you. So we'll see what happens. We'll haul some stuff. We'll try and make some money. Fatigue is turned on, if you remember. We do have fatigue. We decided a long time ago to not cheat. Turning fatigue off just makes life... It just basically makes it so that you can earn money much more quickly. So I'm kind of doing it the more difficult way. I'm also manually shifting, in case you're wondering. You probably realise that. So I'm not on automatic or anything. 90 speed limit down there. It looks like this is a bit of a drive. I think the trailer is a pack of logs. Or not logs, planks, like timber, basically. And I think it was an important delivery, so it's paying reasonably well. It's paying something like 8,000, which in our stage in the career is pretty good money. Speed limit just dropped down to 80. So yeah, it kind of makes sense that it's up here in the forestry bits. It's not a particularly long journey, but that's fine. I don't really want, you know, if we start, when we get to the stage where we can take on the long journeys, which really do pay well, I think what we'll have to do is split them into more than one part. We'll do, you know, one video per part, depending on how long the journey's going to be. I don't want to do like an episode that's super massively long. I'd rather try and keep them, if possible, to kind of, I don't know, 30 minutes approximately would seem to be a good thing. So we'll see. Yep, it's a lumber mill. That is a fast indicator. I'd forgotten how fast that was. In fact, thinking about the MAN TGX Euro 6, the new truck that's just come out from, well, not new, it's been out a while now, a couple of months, but it's got a fast indicator on it, which is like opposite to what the MAN used to be, but it's so click-clacky. Right, let's click that. There it is. 15 tons of lumber from Berstrica to Brno. So we're going to head over into Czech Republic. We've got Brno there, so we should pick that up on the way. Get that discovered, so that'll add another city. We'll also review the map in a second, because we do want to make sure that we pick up all the discoverables when we go through a city, because we need the recruitment agencies and that kind of thing to give us kind of more options later when we're hiring. Did I... Wait, what? Is this one? Did I actually install... I must have left the mod in that removes the... I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I've still got that mod. Crikey. I'm surprised that still works. The mod that removes the flashing border. I totally forgot about that mod. Wow. I'm amazed that still works. Unless it's a Steam one. I don't think it was a Steam one. Steam one will get automatically updated. Anyway, we've got our trailer. 15 tons should be fine. Let's have a quick look at the map. And just see, we're not going to be driving through anything here, so let's just have a quick look at Brno. Okay, there's nothing there that we need to worry about. So yeah, we'll just go straight to the destination. Hopefully our AI drivers can bring some money in as well. Don't forget, we've got the daily loan fees, so we're basically battling the daily loan fees. And at the same time trying to rely on our drivers to get up to speed. And start bringing some money in. They're not really bringing in that much at the moment. I think they're like 1,400 a day or something. Whereas we can knock out a job that like brings in 8 grand. Now, if I remember, we've got 3L, 3H, 4L and 4H, and that's a lot. Look, we've even got random events these days. So it's all new. So much has changed in Euro Truck. I mean, even the graphics are probably very different. Getting down to 50. Nice. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and drive like as cleanly as I can and try and avoid any kind of collisions, if you like. I'm going to try and avoid any fees, any collisions. I mean, to be honest, I do try to do it, you know, properly anyway. That's just the way I like to play this game. I like to sort of not get hung up on the speed limits, but certainly make an attempt to keep on, you know, under the speed limit. Same with the damage, you know. But at this stage in this career, it's absolutely vital. Absolutely vital. Or there is one thing that's changed since 2016. Servicing costs are substantially cheaper. You know, you've got that stuff they brought over from American Truck Sim, the kind of insurance type stuff. So that there is that, because that was, I mean, that was crazy. That was crazy crippling. I'm going in the wrong gear. Like at a low level, like what we're on now, if we was to hit something pretty hard, you know, you could be looking at tens of thousands of euros of damage, and look at the bank balance. That's Hemmel's route advisor, in case you're wondering how I've managed to get the thing down there. I've mentioned it in previous videos, but it's a mod. It's called Hemmel's route advisor, H-E-M-I-L. And it basically changes where the layout is of the UI, essentially. Even the mirrors, like if you press F2, even the mirrors are like in slightly different places. It's not... The UI itself is not amendable without a mod. Which kind of, even to this day, kind of strikes me as bizarre. Like this is a mature game. This game has been out well over, you know, over 5 years. It's a mature game, and you still can't modify the UI. I find that extraordinary. Like the ability to change what information is on my screen and move it around on my screen is, I would have thought, a fairly basic thing, fairly basic need. I like the route advisor having that strip down there. But for example, the mod itself doesn't give me options. I can't move it to the top of the screen if I want to. I can't have it down the right of the screen. You know, same with the map. If I press F3, like that map there always pops up in that place. Like I cannot move that. I can't have that to the right or the left or the top. The mirrors, same thing. So I don't get it. I would have thought that SCS would have made that a choice by now. This is a nice view. I remember this road. I've been on this road a few times. Mostly I'm coming the other way though. But I love the way it follows the river. If I remember, I was going to say the medieval like castle, but if I remember, it leads to a historic kind of town. Slow it down here. I need to check my truck and trailer stability settings. I don't know what I've got it on this profile. Because that's a new thing as well. That's a new thing from recent versions of the game. Doesn't feel like it should be 90 down here though. That's quite quick. Whoa. Cart door. It's the fastest ice cream in the Czech Republic. So yeah, what have we done on the truck? 837 Ks apparently. Looking at the dash down there. 837 kilometers on this truck. At first I thought we were going to have to switch away. I was thinking to myself, RGL Scania 4 was not being updated for 1.34 of your truck, but it turns out he's kept it up to date, so that's great. It means I can keep driving this thing. At some point, like this is like long term, obviously. The next gen Scania is now in the game. It wasn't in the game when I was making this, and frankly I probably couldn't have afforded it anyway. But that will be an objective. Will be to, one sec, I need the route advisor back on. Change up to the new Scania. Like that will be the truck that I want to drive going forward at some point, but we can't afford it yet. We'll probably just give this truck to somebody else initially, let them drive it, and then, you know, once we've got to the point where money isn't a big issue anymore, we'll probably just get next gen Scanias for everybody in the fleet. Well, because I like Scania and I like next gen Scanias, so why not? This is Squirrel Logistics. That's how we're going to roll. But this will do just fine for now. I would like a bigger engine, but I guess it depends how much it's going to cost to upgrade it, you know, because this 300, I mean, look at this 300's struggling. And this is only 15 tons. I need to check out what our skills are as well. I can't remember where we got to with our skill point spending. Because we do need to sort of try and maximize our income, like in the kinds of jobs that we can get. The usual stuff. When I started this series, if you remember, and I said to you, like, every kind of decision that I take, I intend to show you. Most people who play this game now, you know, it's been out so long, most people would have played it through. They're probably not starting new profiles. No doubt there are some people that do, but there aren't that many new people to the game. But if you are fairly new to the game, then you know, this kind of series will definitely help you to make decisions about which points to take in your skill tree. 226k's left? Blimey. I thought this journey was a bit shorter than that. Come on, can we climb with 3H? Oh, we're crossing over now into Czech Republic. We wasn't in the Czech Republic then. It's crazy, isn't it? But, you know, before the whole European Union thing, all of these here would have been border checkpoints. Like, if you'd have been a driver back then, taking this journey, the amount of checkpoints you'd have had to have gone... Like, if you're driving across Europe, the amount of checkpoints you would have had to have gone through, it's just crazy. Whereas now, they can just... Like, the journey's so much faster. Oh, we've got a coach behind us. Bad news, coaches. Bad news. Not in real life, in this game, I mean. Because the game thinks they're basically cars, but with giant hitboxes. So, they're more like a weapon on the road than they are anything else. Oh, it's 50 down here, blimey. Wow, and just before a cop car. Whoa, that was close. And I've got no retarder on the transmission, so I have to use the brakes. It's dark times. I'm missing all my creature comforts here. Yeah, we nearly got landed with a whacking fine then. That would not have been good. Alright, speed limit's gone up. Let's get it up into 4L. It will be interesting because it is a long time since I created a profile for this game. It will be interesting to see how quickly we can earn money. Like, we've covered the first objective, really, which is, you know, get your own truck. We covered the second objective, which is get a couple of trucks in your fleet to start earning money for you. We're going to have to review the driver's skill points as well as our own skill points. It's a little bit late pulling out though, to make sure that we're because we've only got 8 gears. There's like quite big gaps between the gears, so I went down to 3L and it was too much. 3H was the correct choice. I need to get used to the gearing on this thing. Yeah, but we need to review the skill points on our truck, on our driver, and on the AI drivers to make sure that we're going for like things like long distance, because particularly with the AI drivers, I've noticed it does make quite a difference having long distance jobs available for them. For a number of reasons, I think. Firstly, because the jobs pay a lot more money. Because they're based on how far you travel with a load. And the second thing is, it reduces the likelihood of the AI driver not being able to find a job. Because the job engine as it is, the job market, doesn't generate very many jobs. And if the AI driver, you know, ends up in a city where they can't, like it's quite a journey somewhere else, the AI struggles to find a job and it just sits around doing nothing. Like waiting for a job, which just costs us money. So if we can increase their range by quite a bit, we can give them a lot more options. And then we need to start looking at things that give them bonuses. Like high value cargo and fragile cargo and stuff. Of course, the really funny thing about fragile cargo is I don't think the AI ever has a problem with fragile cargo. Like, it doesn't ever hit anything. I mean, even now, after 5 years, they don't move over. They don't move over on a lane merge. Though, like, the guy behind me just moved over to overtake me, but they don't move over for a lane merge. It's just extraordinary. So yeah, we'll try and do what we can to maximise money, but it will be interesting to see... Wow, our money's gone up, look. It will be interesting to see how much money we can make, how quickly. At the end of the day, our money will drop down, and what we need to do is... I reckon we can do 2 €8,000 jobs in one day. I reckon that's possible. And I think our loan payment is like, I don't know, 4 maybe? Which would give us a clear enough profit of like 12k a day, just us, plus whatever the AI is coming up with. On that basis, we might be able to make, I don't know, 15 grand a day. Which doesn't sound a lot, but every time we add skill points, we kind of improve our earning potential as well, so... we shall see. We shall grind it and find out, because it is so long since I did it. Like, on my main account, I have close to €1 billion, which is just insane. So you just don't worry about anything anymore. You don't worry about getting a fine. You don't worry about damage. Like, I've stopped buying trucks and AI, like, drivers. There's just no point. Just earn crazy amounts of money. That's a fast bike. Jazzy Cat motorcycle pack right there. Closely followed by the cop. Just like real life. Right, 100k's to go, not so bad. Let's have a quick look at where we are. There you go, so we're going like southbound on Route 1. I wish I had a compass in here. I might get one at some point. I've got a, the SISL cabin packs. Cabin accessory pack is a mod. It's on Steam. It's a good little pack. Gives you loads of cabin accessories, particularly inside it. Like, you know, there's stuff that you can do. I think there's a few bits in it on the outside, or is it just inside? I can't remember. Anyway, there's loads of stuff, like things you can put on the seats, like companions, and dogs, and laptops, pizzas, things that hang down, you know, little air fresheners and stuff. But one of them is a compass, and you can put it on the dash down there somewhere if the truck allows stuff, which it generally does. Some allow more than others though, but if you put a compass down there, it is actually quite useful, particularly if you like to do the old drive without a GPS trick like that. I don't know if you've ever tried that challenge, but it's actually quite fun. It works best if you have a vague idea about the country. Like, there's really no use in driving around without a GPS, unless you've got a vague idea where things are. Like, if I was to drive in the UK, pretty much I could find my way around almost anywhere in the UK. But if I was to go over to, say, France or Germany, I'd really struggle to navigate without a GPS. Just because, well, I mean, I could sort of wing it a little bit. If I had a compass, I could sort of look at the journey and go, well, I'm starting in London, I need to go to Munich, therefore I need to be heading roughly like southeast or something. And I could look at the compass and vaguely head southeast, but where you get caught out... Oh, we're not going to be able to move over. Yes, we are. Where you really get caught out is sort of roads that, you know, if you turn off here, you can head, say, west, but if you stay on this road, what you don't know is you won't be able to turn off west for a long time because it's another 50 miles to a junction. That's where you get caught out. Whereas a sat-nav can route you through the inner roads to get across. But the other thing you can do is like treat it like a real journey. Sort of sit down, look at the map, and then say to yourself, right, you know, literally... Wow. Well, I just got thrown to my desktop for something that wanted to... An installing application that wanted to update itself. It just threw me to my desktop to ask me if I wanted to install an update for it. So that was good. But yeah, like back in the old school days, and some of you may not remember this. Let's get it into 4H. Save some fuel. But in the land of before sat-navs in your truck and in your car, you had to do it the old-fashioned way, and that meant pretty much every year you'd be buying a new map. It was great, and there were like different manufacturers of maps, and everybody really had a favorite one because they all presented the map in a different style, and you'd sort of sit there in your, like, you know, Halfords or whatever car maintenance center, or even on the motorway, you'd sort of flick through and look at the different map styles, and you kind of like, oh, I don't like the layouts of that one, oh, I don't like the colors on this one, I don't like the feel of that one. You'd have your own favorite. But what you'd have to do is, if you wanted to do a journey, you'd have to look at the map and work out which junction to get off at and which roads to head down, and then write out your route, stick it in your map. And if you were driving on your own, you pretty much have to try and look at the map and read your instructions as you're driving along. And you know, it didn't always work out. Like sometimes you just miss, like getting the wrong lane, or because the map doesn't show that. It doesn't say, you know, get in the second lane now, but you know, a sat-nav can work that stuff out. So you might end up missing a junction, at which point all your plan from then on has just gone in the bin unless you can turn around. So sat-navs, I mean, most people, I do wonder this actually. I wonder how many people, how many young drivers actually can read a map. Like if you took away their sat-nav and gave them a map, how many people would be able to do it? I kind of feel like it's a dying skill. When I did my PPL, you have to know how, you have to plot a route, plot a flight plan using just a map, and some equipment, and calculate the length of the journey, and you know, take wind into account, all the rest of it. You have to do all that by hand. But of course, when you get your PPL, the first thing you do is fire up your tablet, fire up either Sky Demon or 4Flight, and just go, I want to go from here to here, and he just goes, there you go, that heading, it's going to take you that long. Like, it does all the calculations for you, which is fine. I'm all for using technology, but I still think that it's right that they make you. I still think that it's correct that they make you do your PPL first with paper-based map, because if your iPad fails when you're in a plane, you've only got the map, and if you don't know how to continue your journey safely, you're in big trouble. In a car, it's not so bad. You just pull over, phone somebody, you know, whatever. It's really not that bad, but it's different in a plane. But in a car, of course, or a truck, they do not make you, at least I don't believe so, they don't make you, as part of your test, demonstrate being able to plot a journey and get from A to B. All you're really testing is your ability to drive the vehicle. Interesting, huh? Right, we're here. Stalled it on the way in. It's manual shift, and it's a bit underpowered as well. Right, let's get this thing. Delivered. We're on 7 grand cash, so I think our bank loan just went through, which is unfortunate. There we go. Other than that, it was a relatively smooth journey. Don't think there's any fines. Avoided speed cameras and things. Right. Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice chunk of XP. That's okay. So next episode, we're definitely going to hit level 8. That's for sure. So we brought in 8,000. We got a long distance delivery bonus, rank 1. So that tells me where we are with that. Let's have a quick look. Skills. So we did 1 long distance, which gives us up to 350k. So I'll be probably looking for rank 2 on that, because we'll get, let's see, 10% higher reward for distances longer than 350k. So yeah, you know, if we can start doing slightly longer jobs, that'll definitely help. That was the right choice there, though. High value, fragile, and just in time. So really we want to be picking up these just in time. 30% experience bonus for finishing an urgent delivery. We need to find just in time delivery stuff. We're looking for the clock symbol on our jobs, really, more than like fragile or high value. And this is largely irrelevant. We can leave this till last, basically. This is only if we want to sort of get more interesting stuff, but yeah, we'll see. Next time we level up, we'll make a decision about which skill we're going to actually take. Other than that, we're done. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Sorry about the 2.25 year gap. Please do leave me comments about whether you want me to continue this, because I genuinely want to know if it's something worth doing or not. So I'll leave that with you. Leave your comments, leave a like if you enjoy it, and I'll look at the feedback and take it from there. Other than that, take it easy, guys. Happy trucking.